Luck, it turns out, is an attitude, an orientation, and it's something we can all cultivate. When you rethink what's possible and what's impossible, you can change everything.
I'm here with my wonderful friend, Dorie Clark, a member of our 100 Coaches organization, a fantastic thinker, a person whose expertise is helping people communicate their message in a very crowded marketplace. You know, one of the important things that you and I have talked about is changing perception, changing the way other people see us. Frequently we hear people saying, it's not fair, I did this, it's not fair. Well, what they're talking about is exactly what you're referring to, changing perception. Please give our listeners some guidelines on some things you might suggest to help them change these perceptions of others.
Yes, it really is an important question. Thank you, Marshall. So if someone feels that their colleagues or the people around them really aren't seeing their full value, they don't get the full potential you can bring to the table, there's a couple of reasonably quick and effective things that you can do.
Good.
The first one is making sure at a really basic level that you always have a good answer to what are you working on right now? This is something that comes up all the time. If you see someone at a networking event, you run into someone, say, oh, Marshall, what's new? Yeah. What have you been up to? And for most people, they haven't planned the answer to that question. They say, oh, you know, same old thing, nothing new. Yeah, it's a wasted opportunity.
That's great. You know they're going to ask the question.
You know it's coming.
Right, yeah.
And so if you have a good answer that's targeted and that shows the person what you're doing, oh, you know, Marshall, I'm really excited now because I'm working on a new book and it's about X, Y, and Z. Whatever it is, it begins to plant that idea so that people can really understand, oh, that's what you're doing. That's interesting. The second piece that I'll mention is a wingman can be extremely helpful. This is a concept that's been talked about a lot by research by Robert Cialdini, the eminent psychologist, and Jeffrey Pfeffer at the Stanford Graduate School of Business. The basic idea is that you can recruit a trusted friend or colleague and become each other's wingman. You can talk each other up, and that way, even if you feel a little nervous talking to other people, your friend could say, oh, Marshall, did you know Dorie just did X, Y, and Z? Right. And the message is much more likely to be received well and to get through.
Yeah, I like that. And also, Stephen Berglas, I did some interviews with him, and he talked about don't be hesitant to ask people for a favor. It's called the Franklin effect. Benjamin Franklin, brilliant idea. And he talks about, he has a counterintuitive idea that if you ask people for a favor, they often feel better about you, not worse, because they're helping you. And people like to help each other. So I love what you're saying. It makes a ton of sense to me. And great advice. Thank you.
Thanks.